This man is a prophet. He has been good to the universe, and the universe is returning his kindness. This channel is the new reality's genesis of our time. Enjoy this content, and don't be a bot like me. Like and subscribe. Don't be a bot like me. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and
As always, I want to take a moment to give a shout out to my man, Young Myas the Spaceman. You can hear him over on SoundCloud. Couldn't do this without him. Now, as you know, the CIA and the FBI routinely declassify documents decades after they utilize them, but for public knowledge. And in 2003, documents from the Commander U.S. Army Operational Group produced a document on file that showed the world how to break through conscious realms. First, to understand how to manipulate these different realms, or to have the gateway experience, is what it's called. You have to understand what matter exactly is. Now, when you look at matter, we also have to take into consideration energy, because matter is made up of oscillating energy grids. That's all we are, just a bunch of oscillating energy grids stacked up and stacked up and stacked up to the point where it feels and looks solid, and the matrix tells our mitochondria that we're solid, but the gateway experience, or the interaction between us and the matrix, can make that reality. Energy is infinite. It creates, stores, and retrieves meaning in the universe by projecting or expanding at certain frequencies. Once locked in, it uses time as a reference point. Now you have what's called a living pattern, or a hologram. Now, depending on the being, or the time, or space, or any number of variables, this hologram will now be stacked up against other realities and other holograms. The human, will call it conscious interface, for lack of a better term, where your left hemisphere kind of filters out what the right hemisphere brings in, which will also align you with your proper hologram, or your proper living pattern. So the conscious interface then is almost like syncing. It's syncing you with your proper reality. Then once the oscillating wave from this reality combines with the wave from the energy grid, which is us, got reality, folks. We'll be back after a quick message from our sponsor. And New Realities Genesis is brought to you by ITS, Integrity Technology Solutions. Senior Rep Willie Moore, the IT specialist, specializes in adware, spyware, and virus removal, and much more from a remote server if necessary. Yes, I know. The Matrix, once again, another example using the same matrix that everyone in the world has already used in their simulation theories. But we are proving what the CIA gave to us on a platter. So, with a holographic theory that the CIA has evidence and proof of, it means you have to believe in a simulated reality. Simply because holograms are projected off a 2D surface. Now, the inhabitants, which would be us, cannot perceive that it is a 2D surface. We can only perceive what we're programmed for. Lying just outside of that perception, beyond the wave's grasp with time and space, there is an area called the Absolute. It is a space where time is not a factor. Space, in essence, is not a factor. And our consciousness is inherently tied to it, bringing us back to almost Planck scale in order to get there. There's been a lot of older religions that stemmed from Hindu that spoke about these layers of dimensions and how to get there. The CIA has their own plan backed by science that they've used successfully. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot make this up. I'm more inquisitive than creative. But the CIA has created their own step-by-step government document, basically hacking the gateway hemisync process, which links our consciousness to this reality and beyond. But this is not new. Civilizations for centuries upon centuries have been trying to access the absolute through one way or another, whether it be through religion, as with the Hindus here, through meditation, concentration, or science. But imagine if you combine them both. You see here the campus of CERN where they smash particles for a living, has the mascot of Shiva. So what does this mean for me? Everyone asks. It means that the government has known for a very long time that our consciousness is our Wi-Fi connection to this earth. Talk to Stephen Greer here about it. Read some work from Donald Hoffman here. The Case Against Reality is a good start. But the files show it. Since the 80s, they know our consciousness and collective consciousness is power. And they're trying to get to the absolute, with or without us. And it's our Wi-Fi. And I keep saying Wi-Fi because 5G is also something that has an oscillating artificial field that will be interrupting our natural fields too. But the Hindu had it right. It is about becoming one with self and nature around through meditation. But some might partake in some magic mushrooms And I'm not opposed to that. Have a good day, folks.